This was like a personal trade that I took without sending it to the group. So basically, okay, let me just erase everything. 17 drawings. Hold on. Seems like there's a lot of history going on with this. Um, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I can definitely erase. Um, okay, so basically, let me just zoom in so we can see what's going on. So with this setup, it's quite easy. As you can see, you have your highest high right there and your lowest low right here, right? Um, and if you want to see the overall structure, you can just basically zoom out and just try to see what's going on. So I was not really interested in like the previous market and what was happening. Um, but then if you want to really be optimistic, you can really say, oh, it's an inverse head and shoulders, whatever. But it wouldn't play out that smoothly. It's so many things are gonna happen before even that setup decides to like actually, you know. So I was just focused on what was happening over here within my two horizontal bars right there. Um, because it's just like quick trades, nothing really long term. So as you can see, um it's quite easy. Let me see something. Okay, that's cool. Let me bring this over here. Um, just hold on. So as you can see, we had a double top right here, and then the price really just sold off. And then as you can see, there's like some kind of correction right there. Whether it's gonna correct and continue to a downside, or it's just gonna correct and then um reverse to the upside, right? That doesn't matter at this point because we're not gonna trade and hold till that point. So what I saw with this one, oh, and this is where the price was, right? So only this was formed basically. So anything outside this zone to the right hasn't formed yet. So um okay, that happened. So what I saw was this setup right here, basically, right? I had my resistance right there and my support right there. So I was predicting the market to reject from that point to go back up for a 1, 2, 3 touch formation, right? Um, cool. Um, I waited for that, and the price eventually did get to this point, and that is when I was looking for like sales, right? Nothing long term, just short term, nothing long term really. So that was what I was waiting for personally. And okay, let me go to the 2 hour time frame. So as you can see, it's basically the same concept we had from this point right here. We had our impulse to the downside and then a huge correction sideways, right? So I waited for the price to maybe like let me put this aside, maybe to reject at this trend line but the price really didn't reject. It broke out, right? It broke out instead. And there's really no need to panic once the market starts acting like this. So what you do when the market just breaks out of your structure, you just need to refer back to the previous highs or previous lows. So this was the previous one. So as you can see, it formed like a double top on this zone from the previous high. And for you, that is like more confirmation that this is definitely gonna sell off. And okay, let's go to the hourly time frame to check any reversals or whatever you guys might be interested in. Because I don't really pay that much details anymore um in the market because once you know all your reversals and all those things and you know how they influence the price at certain times, you become accustomed to those things and you don't really like point them out or like draw them or whatever. So you might see when I send a setup, it's just literally 3 lines and or 2 lines. That's it. So right, I'm just doing it for you guys to maybe understand if you guys don't really know, or maybe in this case, like a reversal candlestick or whatever it might be, right? So in this case, the price still had like some type of momentum, but then at the last bullish candlestick, you can see you had a wick at the bottom as well. So remember, I'm using the Heikin Ashi chart, which shows like, okay, this candlestick still has momentum, this doesn't, right? And it shows it so clearly, you wouldn't miss it. Just so look on our way to the top from this point, there's no wick, right? Second candlestick, no wick, no wick, a little bit of a wick, no wick, a little bit, and then you have this huge wick at the basically the opening of the bullish candlestick, right? A huge wick at the bottom, followed by like a huge wick at the top as well. So it just signals you like, okay, we lost momentum. Let's look at the next candlestick. So you can see the next candlestick was bearish to the downside, right? And you had your wick on both sides, which means it's things are still not certain. So waiting for the next candlestick, you can see there's no wick, right? It just opened and sold off, right? But this is not necessarily what's happening in your meta trader and stuff. So this is just to show what candlestick has momentum to which direction, right? So in your meta trader, you might have a ridiculous wick to the upside within this candlestick where here it has no wick. So keep that in mind. This is just to illustrate that which has momentum. Um, so it basically gets rid of all the noise and all those things that can confuse you, and it shows you like a very basic, simple candlestick. So, okay, cool. After the second bearish candlestick, you can see um we had a strong movement to the downside. And the third one, so usually with a trade where we have a breakout like this on our structure, but then it rejects on some type of previous high or previous low. In this case, it's a previous high because it's like a double top right there. I would usually wait for the price to go back inside the structure, right? So you can see, okay, it broke off right there, rejected on the zone, and then it went back into the structure. So that is what I would usually wait for. And the price really went into the structure in the third bearish candlestick. So, and the third one, doesn't have a wick as well at the opening, which means it's a very strong movement to the downside. So right after the third candlestick, I placed my trade right there. As you can see, even the fourth one has no wick. This is why I love this kind of this type of chart, Heikin Ashi or whatever you want to call it. So you can see the price did sell off to the previous low, which is our take profit right there. So this is a personal trade that I took for myself, and